Poor financial management, corruption, fraud, the non-payment of basic services are just a few of the challenges plaguing Gauteng municipalities. This is according to the province's MEC responsible for Cooperative Governance, Lebogang Maile. Maile briefed the media yesterday on the state of Gauteng municipalities, and he's now in studio with us to talk a little bit more about the report. Good to have you, MEC. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Good morning.
So, although you say that all the province's municipalities have made strides in improving governance, there is clearly also a lot of challenges. What are the most worrying ones for you?
I think the first thing is that all municipalities have different problems. And what is also worrying is that we have received allegations of corruption in all the municipalities. About 9 out of the 11 municipalities are on the verge of being dysfunctional. And this is according to the functionality metrics that we have in place when we look at it. Except 2, which is Ekurhuleni and Midvaal. They are not perfect. They also have challenges. But we are worried about these other 9 which might collapse. So it is on that basis that we thought, let's have a process that's going to be comprehensive, that will look at the matters in a systematic manner, but we should also look at a cost-effective way of dealing with the problem, because we could have appointed private companies, for instance, to do forensic investigations or to do an analysis for us on all this, but would have spent a lot of money. Yeah. And that's why we chose the route of a committee of inquiry.
So when we look, I want to talk to some of these dysfunctional municipalities. There are 2 that have been declared dysfunctional, West Rand District Municipality and Mfuleni. Both, of course, are receiving intervention. Is this intervention helping? Are they turning around? Or what is the state of affairs there?
It is helping. If you look at Mfuleni, for instance, before we intervened, they were not even able to pay for their water bill with the Rand Water. They were not able to pay Eskom. As we speak now, they are able to pay for those services, and therefore they are able to extend and provide those services to the community. So the intervention is bearing fruits. It's not where we want it to be. We think we can do more work and certainly improve so that the municipality can be self-sustainable and they can run their own affairs. In the West Rand, we had to give them a financial bailout, for instance, because they could not even pay their salaries at some point. So we are working on all those matters in these 2 municipalities and others. In Mirafong, for instance, we have applied what we call Section 154, which requires that the province should give support. It's not necessarily an intervention. And in fact, that section should be applied and will be in all the municipalities, irrespective of their state.
So I know that you visited all of these municipalities. You've had a look at them. You've seen firsthand for yourself what the problem is. However, the one metro that wasn't visited by you was Ekurhuleni. Why?
No, I think it was a scheduling issue. We were supposed to meet. The meeting could not take place because it's just an administrative issue. But we have met with the mayor on other issues, several, but we have not met the mayor, the mayoral committee, senior management, and that's what we mean when we say we have not met them. But we have had discussions. For instance, you'll remember there was allegations about the toilet saga. We interacted, we wrote a letter, we had a meeting. There's discussions about delivery of houses. There were houses that were invaded there. So we have met, so it's not like there's any a problem.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I suppose one would have to ask the question, because that one is getting a clean bill of health. You haven't actually met them, and yet the problems are persisting elsewhere, and a lot of people are looking towards the ANC DA battle. And let's talk to this, because I think it's a glaring one at the moment, particularly this little bit of war of words between you and the Johannesburg Mayor, Herman Mashaba. What is going on there? Because you're saying that, in fact, you have enough information to put the two metros, we're talking about Tshwane and Johannesburg, under administration. But you're saying you're not going to curtail to the drama queen Herman Mashaba and do that, even though you could. Can you explain this to us?
That's not our preoccupation. What we want, it's that municipalities must perform optimally, must provide services to the people. The mayor had challenged me to put them under administration, I think sometime last week.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. I mean, he is a drama queen, by the way. I mean, he sometimes I think just talks out of 10. I don't even think sometimes he understands what he's talking about. But he's an old man. I think I understand. It is overwhelming. It's very difficult to be a mayor of such a sophisticated, advanced city. So that's why I will pardon him. But and we will not take him, put him under administration for political reasons. If we are to put him under administration, it will be purely on governance issues. It will be purely on their capacity to deliver services to our people. So at this point, we are not even thinking of putting anyone under administration. That's why we have a committee to look at the problem and give us recommendations and see how we deal with it. And by the way, in the committee of inquiry, one of the members is Glenda Stein, who used to be a DA MPL as recent as the last term, because we have nothing to hide. It's not about politics here. Otherwise, we would have just put together a committee of ANC, pro-ANC people. But we don't want that. Some of the people there are not in politics at all. They've never been in politics. They are independent. What we want is expertise, is the skill, and people who will add value to this process, because our municipalities are not in a good shape. So we have to do something. There's no time for politics. Our people are crying out for help. Our people are suffering. There's a lot of challenges. Some of the bills that people receive are not accurate, for instance. So there's a lot of problems that we have to deal with, working with the municipalities, of course.
So my question to you is, it may not be political, but it certainly sounds personal. And that, I think, is a worry for the people of the different municipalities.
No, it can be personal.
But if I may, I mean, you've said you have got huge files from Johannesburg people complaining. You're saying that you've seen since 2016 several managers that have been appointed unlawfully without the approval of the province. Serious allegations of how the Johannesburg Metro Police boss in Johannesburg was appointed, including qualifications. These are things that I'm quoting that you have actually gone out and said. Surely, with all of these allegations and investigations that you have, you would go the route of putting Johannesburg under administration.
Yes, but we are not personal, and we are also not playing politics. I was raising those issues just to demonstrate that there are bases to can put them under administration, because what the mayor was trying to do is to play politics, to create an impression that we're putting pressure on the city of Johannesburg because it's run by the DA. And we are refuting that. It's not true.
Okay.
And we're just showing that we have been trying to work with them. And we have been trying to work with all other municipalities because our intentions is to help municipalities to work better and deliver services to our people. It's not to settle personal scores. If we're to settle personal scores, at least we're doing it on Twitter with the mayor from time to time. It's fine, but when it comes to work, we have to work. We have an obligation to serve our people. We don't have a luxury of abusing the offices that we hold.
Well, I know you have to go, and I know you have another interview,
Yeah.
so we'll park that conversation. But let's just wrap it up. You've established this committee of inquiry. Midvaal, as we have been saying, is the only municipality to receive a clean audit. It's going to look into this committee, looking into the state of affairs. What exactly will they be looking into, and when are you hoping that they're going to conclude their work by?
Well, we want them to look at various issues. The financial viability of municipalities. You know, there's billing issues, revenue generation capacity. There's allegations of corruption in all the municipalities, by the way, with all
across
of them,
the board,
including Midvaal. So they will look at those specific matters. They will look at governance issues, the systems, the institutional arrangements, and any other challenge that municipalities are facing. And in fact, municipalities can even bring issues before the committee and suggest what needs to be done so that we are able to look at those issues once the report is finalized, and we can work with the municipalities. And we emphasize that we want to work with the municipalities in sorting out the challenges. We are not going to impose ourselves, because we respect the fact that it's a different sphere of a government, but we have a responsibility in terms of the Constitution, Section 154, to make sure that we support municipalities consistently and without any bias.
MEC, thank you for your time.
It's a
Thanks
pleasure.
very much
Thank you.
for talking to us. We won't keep you any longer. We know that you have back-to-back interviews today, but we appreciate your time. Talking to us was the Gauteng Province's MEC for Cooperative Governance. This was Lebogang Maile. Thank you very much. Talking to us about the state of the municipalities report here in Gauteng, and it's unfortunately not looking good. Let's take a break. We'll see you after this. SABC under the spotlight. Stay tuned for that one.